Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So we should go down then.
Yes, we are. Many people might come. Why go
नामचर्षलदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री सदी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा गोप जन श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की प्रेम चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तरीचविष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरो श्रीरूपं सग्रजता श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी प्रभासिंदु जीवचायाम आनंद श्री गदाधर शिव सदी गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 माधव श्री चैतन्य हरे कृष्ण। Sadhana Bhakti 2. This is the last chapter of Sadhana Bhakti. I mean, no, Sadhana Bhakti is, sorry, not last chapter. Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti Raganaga. This is Vaidhi. Vaidhi means what? Rules and regulations. That is Vaidhi. Vidhi. You know? So in Vidhi Marga, very important, you know, relation to other practices. Varnashram Dharma, knowledge and renunciation, are they part of 64 items? What is the relationship to sadhana bhakti? Brahmana, I'm a Brahmana, I'm an Indian, you know, or I'm a Brahmin initiated devotee, or I quote the scriptures left and right, or I'm a brahmachari. Are they qualifications or not? This is very encouraging for everyone. Everyone is listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I mean, my voice clear?
It became better, Prabhuji, once the Kirtan stopped, but still there is light distortion.
Okay.
Prabhuji, we cannot hear anything.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, we can't hear you anything.
Office. Why did Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I think we changed a little bit and okay, I think this works. So, I'm a brahmachari. I'm a senior devotee. You know, I have a lot of knowledge. I quote shastras left and right. I'm a renunciate. Are they relevant? Are they qualifications? Varnashram dharma is not an item of bhakti. If you're a Brahmana, you're Indian, South Indian, I'm a Bengali, where Prabhupada came from, or I am Nityananda Vamsa. You know. So, because Varnashram dharma is divided, Hinduism actually Varnashram dharma. What is Varnashram dharma? I have so many desires. I cannot practice bhakti, you know. So, all right. So we have what? So you practice what? What are the four varnas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. What are the four ashramas? Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. All right, you cannot practice pure bhakti, no problem. You know, so the society was divided for the smooth functioning of the society. You know, the Varnashram dharma is based on character and activity. It's based on what? Character and activity. So Brahmana, by birth everyone is a Shudra. By birth everyone is a Shudra. You know, so Janmana Jayate Sutra Samskarat Bhavet Vija Vedapatat Bhavet Vipra Brahma Janati Brahmana. So by birth everyone is Shudra, but Brahmins they don't work. Brahmins they don't work under anybody. So they work for the welfare of the society. In olden days also, what they will do? Okay, you know Ayurveda, you know astrology, you know palmistry. So what you will do? Your goal of life is Krishna. Your goal of life is Krishna. Our Brahmanas will not work. Other Varnas, so you know, okay, what is that? When should we plant our seeds? What name should we give to our child? You know, when should we cut the crops? When should I? So Brahmanas, because of their advanced knowledge, they would give suggestions. And Brahmanas also sense controlled. Head. Brahmanas don't work. They cannot save more than one day. This is a Brahmana. One devotee went to, Radhanath Swami was speaking. So he told Maharaj, you are giving me Brahmination tomorrow, but I don't have any Brahminical qualifications. Maharaj said, I am not giving Brahmin because you have Brahminical qualification. I am giving because I hope you will cultivate these qualities from tomorrow. What are the qualifications of Brahmana? Sama, peaceful. Dhamma, sense control. Tapa, tapasya. Brahmana wants to do tapasya. Kshanti, tolerance. Arjavam, honesty. Jnanam, theoretical knowledge. Means they want to read books. Vijnanam, realize knowledge. How many of you heard you are this body, you are not this body but a spirit soul? How many of us realized we are not the body but a spirit soul? That is what is called Vijnanam. This is a Jnanam. So how do we translate Jnanam into Vijnanam? Do tapasya. Ekadasi is coming fast. Not Ekadasi present pasta. Tapasya. So Brahmana can go up to sannyas. Brahmana can go up to sannyas. Kshatriyas can go up to vanaprastha. But Vaishya and Sudra stay at home. Why? Brahmana is in mode of goodness, Kshatriya is in a mode of passion, and Vaishyas are mode of passion and ignorance combination. That's why they want to make money. They see everything in terms of money. Means it's a combination of Raja and Tamo. Shudra means a Tamo only. Okay, carefully Tamo serve other varnas. But Ramanandra, Lord Chaitanya talking to Ramanandra, I know, Varnashram Charata Purushana Parkuman Vishnu Aradhyate. But okay, you are a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyudra. What are the four ashramas? Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. Brahmachari, sense control. And Swadhyaya, and read scriptures. Understand the knowledge. Understand the goal of life. That is a Brahmachari. Once you understand the goal of life, you decide. You want to get married or you don't want to get married? 19% people get married. Fine, no problem. Then some people they'll get married. Grihastha. They make money. But they make money, they have to serve other varnas. Because other three varnas don't make money. Right? And then after Grihastha, when children come, grow up, what is that? The father will entrust mother in the care of children and he'll go away. Vanaprastha. Then finally he can take sannyas if he's a Brahmana. But others don't do that. Everyone is listening or not? But the goal, this is preliminary. And Ramanandra told Lord Chaitanya, Varnashram Charavata Purushena Parkuman Vishnu Aradhyate. Are you're a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, or Kshatriya, Vaishya, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyudra? Vishnu Aradhyate. Or goal of you want to go back to Godhead, worship Krishna. What is that? Worship Krishna is the goal. Vishnu Aradhyate. But for the society functioning, okay, you do job, 9 to 5 job, and you keep Krishna in the center. Vaishya, you do business for the pleasure of Krishna. Kshatriya, you be a manager for the pleasure of Krishna. Brahmana, you be a priest for the pleasure of Krishna. Now coming back, but it is not bhakti. Why? Bhakti means, right now you have so many desires. So Krishna has arranged this institution to progress. Everyone is understanding? One problem, I cannot say one problem in ISKCON, Gauram Prabhu made nice point at one time. We all have our conditioning. Somebody is a Kshatriya. Somebody is a Shudra, somebody is a Brahmana, somebody is a, Brahmana, Kshatriya, so we all have our impurities. ISKCON is not a hotel, it's a hospital. And we all come together. Jadabharat was carrying with 3 more. They are Sudras. Jadabharat is a pure devotee. He's seeing an ant, he'll stop. Other 3 guys, we have to go home and we are hungry. Because we are serving the king, whoever falls under feet, we don't care. If 4 people like that, they'll go forward. But 1 person is not sattva, Suddha sattva. You're all listening? Problem will come or not? Problem came. But on the top, if the top person is a Brahmana, he'll tolerate. But top person is who? Kshatriya. Little bit inconvenience, angry. So, wife is a Kshatriya, husband is Kshatriya. They'll both fight each other and they'll continue. Because both are Kshatriyas. Understanding? Or, both are Brahmins, both will try to exhibit sense control. Even if one person a little bit rajo higher. Because what is material world? Dukhalayam. Not that both will have exact sattva, ditto, 80-80, no. It has to frustrate everyone. Agree or not? But okay, both are Brahminical. Tolerate. Hey, sadhana, sense control. Respect. Haribol, Haribol. Anyway, speaking only Varnashrantam right now, why I'm telling you is, I'm just giving an example. Both are Vaishya, very good. Husband says, 20 people are coming to temple may put them in our home. I think it's not very good because our business is affected. Wife says, exactly right. So we call, Prabhu, can we keep in our home? We already have guests. So both are same nature, perfect. But one of the two has a different nature, then it's a problem. Kaliga, everything is mixed up. Yes or no? So if Mataji is Brahminical, Prabhuji is Brahminical, Mataji is not. So we'll keep it. She said no. No, we'll keep it. Definitely not. Even though they are devotees. So our natures will come out. Yes or no? So but ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, all the natures, this is like a Ganga. So many tributaries are joining. But what is that? That's why tolerance, patience, dasanadas. Why? So that this river will flow. Yes or no? Otherwise, everyone will judge. So, but when Rama, what is the beginning of bhakti? We have so many desires. Great, we have no problem. Varnashram put Krishna in the center. You all did that. Varnashram charvata purushana prapman Vishnu aradhyate. Lord Chaitanya said, Yehi Mahya. That is external, go forward. Hey, that is LKG, go forward. Then he said, Yad karoshi yadasnasi. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, do it as an offering to Krishna. Lord Chaitanya said, very good, but go forward. That is a mixed bhakti. Mere ko rasgulla khana hai, gulab jamun khana hai. I said, offer it to Krishna. Krishna is bringing himself in Bhagavad Gita. Hey, you want to go back to Godhead? You put me in the center. Okay, now I want to eat rasgulla. No, okay, I'll wait 10 more minutes. Offering is there. So you want to eat rasgulla. But where is Krishna coming in picture? Theory. Offering has to do. Okay, I'll offer it and do. If you are very hungry, too much ready to eat, horrible. After 5 years, my Lord, I want to, but I'll follow sincerely. 20 years later, I want to make rasgulla, but that is for you, not for me. That's for all the devotees. Means you are making progress or not? Lord Chaitanya said, Yat karoshi yadasnasi. 9th chapter. That is also external, go forward. And then like that he will continue. After some time he'll introduce 5 mellows. Santa Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya. I said, good, then go forward. Then introduce Dasya Bhakti, Sakya Bhakti, Vatsalya Bhakti, Madhurya Bhakti. And Santa, Finally he said, that's also good, go forward. My Lord, nobody has ever asked. Anyway, the moral is, Varnashram Dharma is not bhakti, it's a preliminary. I'm not understanding. It is a basic beginning. So, what is really bhakti? Every sampradaya in the world, anybody has any connection with bhakti, they have to talk about Rupa Goswami, Rasacharya, Bhakti Acharya. Rupa Goswami give the definition. What is bhakti? Anyabilashita sunyam. I don't have any other desire but to serve Krishna. Varnashram Dharma means you have so many desires, you want to somehow accommodate Krishna. So the Varnashram Dharma is not a qualification. I took all this time to explain to you how our by birth is not a qualification to our bhakti. How many of you understood? Because why I am telling this is sometimes I have seen in devotees, especially Indians, I want Indian Guru only. I have seen this. I want a Guru, Indian, who took birth in India. No. So do you go to your professor, your mechanical or religion professor? Hey, are you a Brahmana? So he has knowledge about Krishna. Say Krishna Tattveti yehi Guru hai. So yehi Krishna Tattveti say Guru. So you have knowledge of Krishna consciousness, you'll become Guru. If you don't have, nothing to do with caste, right? So what is that? So Varnashram Dharma is recommended for somebody who is not in Krishna consciousness. This is from Uddhav Gita 11th Canto Srimad Bhagavatam. And similarly, okay, let me tell you, one should know you're learning Nectar Devotion, very important book. I'm honest with you, if all the temple, all the ISKCON devotees apply Nectar Devotion in their life, there will not be even one problem in ISKCON. Not even one. Because everyone is attempting for pure devotional service. Nobody is a pure devotee, but our goal is pure devotional service. Anyabilashita sunya, no other desire. And I don't want jnana karma dhanavratam, free from jnana and karma. Anukulyena Krishna anusilanam. You want to serve Krishna favorably, following the footsteps of Acharya Sanushilanam. That is Uttam Bhakti. Understanding or not? So Varnashram Dharma is not a qualification. Great. What is, let us see, knowledge and renunciation. Somebody is quoting left and right Shastra. Actually, if you have knowledge or renunciation, frees from distraction to sense objects, but there is no focus on Krishna. You'll understand, material world is a dukhalayam. Gulab Jamun is 30 seconds happiness, 30 hours of suffering. Any material pleasure, this much happiness, this much suffering. By reading you'll understand. By hearing you'll understand. So you'll be a little bit careful. But because there is no Krishna, in that, it is not an item for sadhana bhakti. Okay, you're controlling your mind and senses. Then what? Bhakti means serve Krishna. There is no Krishna here. Yeah, 2 minutes happiness and 20 hours suffering. No, I don't want it. In this world, anything is this much happiness, this much suffering. Anyone can give one example? Srinivas Gopal will give example. You have an example? This much happiness, this much suffering. Think. Prabhuji. Venkatavilas or Vamsivilas?
Scolding somebody.
Huh?
Scolding somebody. Here in India, anybody who will scold at the time of scolding, already feel happiness, but better it's not good. It's just our
Very nice. Wow. So when you scold somebody, you'll become happy out of envy. And it will destroy bhakti. When we scold somebody, we'll feel happy. We become angry, right? Anger has some happiness.
Like you will feel satisfied.
Ego satisfied. Tamagun happiness. I mean, there is no happiness. You'll defend. Your ego is satisfied. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You will get karmic reaction. Very nice. Any other example? This much happiness and this much suffering.
Itching, when we itch,
Ah,
at that time of itching, you feel happiness, but after that it will become hurt.
exactly. Amazing. So when you have an itching, you scratch, you feel good, but it will create a wound. Amazing. So knowledge and renunciation, you become free from sense objects, but you cannot focus. If you are too much onto this, then what happens? You'll start making theories out of it. And it is not an item of sadhana bhakti. We have seen 64 items. Nowhere renunciation is mentioned, nowhere knowledge is mentioned. What is the definition of bhakti? Jnana karma dhyana. Bhakti is free from jnana and karma. So what is that? Can even make the heart hard. If you focus too much on knowledge and renunciation, I want to read that book, this book. I want to be like a sincere renunciate, practicing, fasting and ekadasi, that and this. I'm bad. Okay, you're all eating, you're fallen. I'm fasting, you're fallen people. You don't have any control in senses. Then your heart will become hard. Your heart will become hard. I'm sorry. So let us see 11th canto 31, 32, 33. Actually, I opened the book also. 11th canto. What happened? Yeah. So 11th canto 31. Devotees engaged in my devotees, loving service with mind fixed on me. The cultivation of knowledge and realization is generally not the means of achieving the highest perfection. Krishna is telling, if you want to, make progress in bhakti, you don't focus on knowledge and renunciation. I have a question for everyone. You are reading Nectar devotion. Is it acquisition of knowledge or not? So do we need this knowledge or not? And you come to Sunday feast, you listen to the class. Is it knowledge or not? Then what is Krishna? Why is Krishna telling knowledge and renunciation not needed? And you say, brahmacharis and sannyasis are there in ISKCON, yes or no? Renunciation is needed or not? What is that he is talking about? Huh? What is the knowledge he is talking about? And what is the knowledge which is different? How it is different from?
That knowledge is not required for doing devotional service. We need only knowledge related to Krishna.
Need knowledge relating to bhakti, performance of bhakti. That is fine. Need renunciation, like you renounced, very good. Now you get the strength. They use that strength in bhakti, then it will become bhakti. By joining full time, that is your choice. Somebody makes a choice to join full time, somebody makes a choice to get married. Of course, some people, I don't want all these distractions. My focus is Krishna. I want to dedicate 24/7. But if you can dedicate 24/7 to in wherever you are, that is also fine, right? What do you think? So anyway, the moral is you need knowledge in relation to bhakti, that is bhakti. But what Krishna is talking about is, as he said, knowledge that is not related to bhakti, that is not, that's not necessary. So because in 64 items of bhakti, there is no knowledge and renunciation mentioned. Okay, there is a statement here. Can somebody read that paragraph?
Within this world, one's heart is bound by sex attraction, which disturbs one's meditation on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Intoxicated by contact with women, the conditioned soul becomes artificially proud and forgets his loving servitude to the Lord. Through determined cultivation of knowledge and detachment, a conditioned soul may try to purify himself without the mercy of Lord Krishna. But such false pride is to be given up, just as one might give up the false pride of material attraction. When pure devotional service to the Lord is available to the conditioned soul, attraction to other processes is certainly a deviation in his devotional courage. Material desires stubbornly residing within the heart can be vanquished by taking fully shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without false confidence in one's own cultivation of knowledge and renunciation, one should depend fully on the mercy of Lord Krishna and at the same time strictly follow the rules and regulations of Bhakti Yoga as instructed by the Lord himself.
That is a point. For example, what is the problem? Kama, lust. So, as long as the heart is filled with impurity, focusing on Krishna's lotus feet is difficult. But when you acquire knowledge, it's a niche, he made a point. Then without even focusing on Krishna, you can slowly control your mind and senses through Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. But when Krishna is not there, when you do on your own, you'll become proud. When you become proud, you'll fall down also. Ye anye arvindaksha muktamanana toyishta bhavada suddha buddhaya. Arya kruchena parampadantata patanti adhona adrishta smadangriya. By the sadhana, even if you you are liberated also. You went to Brahman also. You merged in Brahman. But Bhagavatam Brahma says, in 10th canto Bhagavatam, because my Lord, they don't have faith on your lotus feet, from there also they'll fall down. From there also, they'll fall down. Actually, this line is very important because I don't know how many of you know. I know I have seen some people. Every 4 mantras we open our eyes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. Hey, don't do that, Hare Krishna. So we are distracted, right? After this many years. But I've seen people, they're like this. For 4, 5, 6 hours. And not only they are powerful, they'll infuse that in you also. I told one person, still I will not follow. Why? Or even if they are liberated, and I quoted this verse. Okay, you're liberated. What is your destination, Brahman? You don't have faith in Krishna, you'll fall down. Again, you'll take birth. But a devotee, what he will do? He will develop faith on the lotus feet of Krishna. He'll develop faith on the lotus feet of Krishna. Anything happens, okay, you conquered the sensual attraction. Krishna's grace, Lord Chaitanya's grace. You have not conquered yet. Grace has not come fully yet. Grace has not fully come yet. So because you're humble, eventually Krishna says, one day in Krishna's plan, Krishna will help you control. Then you will go from slowly Vaidhi Bhakti to Ragana Bhakti. But your progress is eternal. And eventually you will be liberated. You will attain the perfection, you will attain love of God. Where you will go? Golok Vrindavan. And you will stay there. Your progress is eternal. How many of you are understanding? I'm serious. Why I'm telling this is, some people speak so sweetly. Some people maybe they have some mystic powers. Some people have mystic powers. And many people think that is bhakti. It is not. Bhakti Kas Maharaj writes, 19th, what is that? Vivekananda created waves by coming to America. Even today, has a lot of reputation. Especially youth, something, that. But one day, Vivekananda met Yugal Kishore Maharaj. When he met Gaur, must be a good brahmachari. What is that? Maharaj writes. What is his name? Bhakti Kas Maharaj writes. But when he saw Yugal Kishore Maharaj, you have attained the love of God. I am content with the brahmacharya. But what is your status? First time he understood, there is something I am lacking. Bhakti Das Maharaj writes. Usually I don't say it in public, but it's a very private, group. That's why I'm telling this. Everyone is listening, right? Goal of life is not brahmacharya. When you get brahmacharya, where you will go? You will go to Brahmaloka, which is part of the material world only. Of course, you have to live there 100 years of Brahma's life, 311 trillion 40 billion years, if you're a genuine. But if you practice bhakti, irrespective of which ashram you are in, where you will go? Back to Godhead. Yugal Kishore Maharaj initially married, when I think his wife passed away and he moved to, then he took, this Babaji Vesh. So he was not educated. But the philosophy, what is it? The Bhakti Jnana, the knowledge on Bhakti he would quote. Amazing. More than anything, the Ashtakaliya Leela would happen. He would experience. And people who are after him, he would try to avoid people. And he would sit in toilets and chant. That much advanced Maharaj is actually. So, knowledge and renunciation, they are not part of a sadhana bhakti. In fact, if you're not careful, they'll make your heart hard. They'll make your heart hard. Then how to practice detachment without making heart hard? That's why, I'm sorry. That's why bhakti tradition, we have two things. Yukta Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya. But my request to you, one devotee told me very nicely, who gave the word Yukta Vairagya? Anybody? Does anyone know who gave this word Yukta Vairagya? Rupa Goswami. Who gave the word? But what person is telling you can utilize everything in Krishna's service. when he said that, all the money, 40,000 gold coins, they donated. They were wearing cowpins. They moved to Vrindavan. They would sit under one tree. They did not make a permanent residence under one tree. Why? They don't want to attach it to the tree. That person is telling Yukta Vairagya. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe. Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. You know? So what is the difference between Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya? If you are not careful, you will do mistake here. You know? What is Yukta Vairagya? Accept, first of all, Krishna owns everything. Krishna owns everything. You know, so Krishna owns everything. You can utilize everything in Krishna's service. I am utilizing a computer in Krishna's service. I have a hard disk. One time, what happened? Real story, actually. I had to go for preaching in New Jersey. And the car did not start in Vrindavan. So one friend was there. I said, Prabhu, my car didn't start. He said, take my car. So what about you? No, I'll use this car. I'll wait until you come back. I'll come back only on Monday. 4 days. Yeah, and I'll stay here 2 months, don't worry. I took his car. But I don't know, this car is a different car. It has a ring. A circle ring. What is that car? Huh? No, the ring with a star in it. Mercedes car. I don't know it is Mercedes car. Then I went to their home, parked my car, and I'll do a program. They looked at me. And they don't know Prabhuji, all right. Swamiji from Mercedes car. All the relatives, Gujaratis, all the relatives came. So, there were no HDMI connection those days. I would carry projector. Swamiji's projector also. They didn't say anything. They were very intelligent. After the call, they attended the session. So I finished. Then what happened? The host brother had to come, but he didn't come. So finally he came. By the time he came, my program was over. As soon as he came, he saw the car outside. First time they're saying, wow, this guy has a Mercedes car. So by the time he came inside, I got up from my seat, went to the next room because I got a phone call. This guy came in, there is a projector on. I said, Kinka, Unuka, projector. And then where is he? I said, he actually became angry. He looked like this, I am on cell phone. This is like early 2004, 5. Phones came. But Swamiji talking to cell phone as a projector came in Mercedes. Actually, he became upset with me. And I told him, Prabhu, this clothes also somebody donated to me. Not the projector, not the car, not any cell phone, I don't earn anything. But I utilize in Krishna's service. You're listening or not? But again, one has to be very careful. So you accept everything for Lord's service, but you should not utilize for personal sense gratification. Because Krishna owns everything. Saraswati Thakur, those days, when 19th century, maybe 1910, 1915, 15 to 36, 1936, that's when he preached. He had a car those days. In India, having a car those days is amazing. And you sometimes would wear a suit and go. So, but where can we find a better renunciate and a sannyasi than Saraswati Thakur? Initiate 60,000 disciples and Prabhupada is from that. But of course, if you're not careful, You will become victim of this. Yes or no? Now I'll use Tesla in my service, so I need a Tesla car. I want to have a bigger home, so that I'll use. So we accept it because it is related to Krishna. But accept without attachment. Radheshyam Prabhu would ask, if for some problem, your temple is closed, will you move and live in Vrindavan for begging? This for brahmacharis. Then you stay here. If not, don't stay. Get married. So when you utilize everything in Krishna's service, if anything can be purified. Actually, Radhanath Swami mentions in Journey Home, he was a strict initiate. And one day he moved from Himalayas to Vrindavan. A week later, Vrindavan residents, they never saw anything like this. When bus came, all the Americans started getting down. Americans, cameras, and suitcases, all these gadgets. What is this? Gadgets. Prabhupada, as though he read his mind, he said, Bhakti Yoga is the process of converting matter into spirit. When we utilize matter in Krishna's service, it will become spirit. We say our harmonium. What will decide whether something is a spirit or matter? Utilization. Very nice. In our temple, we have harmonium. In our temple, we have mic. In our temple, we have computers. But we don't utilize them for any other service other than Krishna service. When you utilize anything for sense gratification, it will become a matter. But when you utilize everything in Krishna service, it will become a spirit, spiritual. And Prabhupada mentions this in Nectar of Devotion. You want to eat sweets, you have a taste. You want to eat pizza, or you want rasgulla, gulab jamun. Fine, cook it, offer it to Krishna and eat it. Perfect. And the next question is, then what Krishna likes? You don't manufacture, your guru will tell you. So spiritual master will tell you what is good for Krishna. One time Prabhupada went to LA and he saw what they were offering. Prabhupada said, I never told this to offer. I told you how to make gulab jamun, peda, and sorry, peda and rasgulla, but what is all these new things? I didn't tell you to offer this. Prabhupada became upset. So whatever Guru tells you to offer, you can offer. So one day, one devotee asked, I have so much desire for eating sweets. Now I become a head pujari. Earlier I had to ask head pujari. Now I become head pujari. So much access to sweets. And I'm eating also. My desire to eating sweets is not going down. What should I do? The answer is continue eating sweets. Because it's prasad, it will purify you. But don't go outside and eat in the shops. That will cause you fall down. Yukta Vairagya, that's fine, you have a taste. Fine. Offer it to Krishna and eat it. Everyone is listening or not?
Yes, President.
But what is Falgu Vairagya? Artificial renunciation of things that can be used in Krishna's service. One time Prabhupada went to one program, village. Prabhupada gave the class. Prabhupada did not know one thing. What happened? One guy came before and they all, just one day before, and they all offered money to him. Sir, Sadhu Maharaj, take money. He said, no, I don't want money. This Prabhupada did not know. So they made it as a rule, like a yardstick to measure somebody's talent. Somebody's renunciation. When it came to Prabhupada, they all gave money to Prabhupada. He stretched his hand. So you're bogus, Swamiji. Yesterday, one guy came and we offered, and he said, no. And you're taking money. Proper. Then we clicked the picture. They brought a picture and showed it. That guy is telling, no. Genuine. Prabhupada said, you click my picture. It's like this. I'll take all the money. He doesn't know how to utilize money in Krishna service. I know very well how to use my money in Krishna service. You are building so many temples. You have so much prasadam distribution, so much book distribution. Give. What is it called? Yukta Vairagya. The before one? Follow Vairagya. He doesn't know how to utilize in Krishna service. This is a great example. You're going on the street. You see a wallet. You open the wallet. There are $10,000. So this is not mine. You'll put it back. You'll leave on the ground and go away. But another person, so another person opens it. $1,000, $10,000. But there's a license. He calls him. And this is yours. Who has done the better job? Second one. So everything, if second one has done a nice job of giving the wallet to the owner, everything is owned by Krishna. So you should learn to utilize everything in the Krishna service. But you should be very careful. Not in your service. Yes or no? Prabhupada performed marriages also. Sannyasi performing marriages. Prabhupada said, they are helping me in my preaching. They are helping me in my preaching. So, they are, they are giving birth to children who are also preaching. That is perfectly all right. So, artificial renunciation, actually there is a river called Falgu in Bengal, Bangladesh. If you go there, if you see the river, everything dry, only sand, you don't see any river. Wow. Then you go a little bit dig, water will come. Externally, you see sand, but internally so much water. So likewise, if you do not know, no, this will ruin my bhakti. But if you do not utilize things in Krishna's service, thinking it will give trouble, that is what's called Falgu Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means everything is made up by, everything is given by, everything is from Krishna, utilize everything in Krishna service. Falgu Vairagya means, no, not this, I don't use anything else, sit in one corner, chant. Yes or no? If you go to Hampi, anyone has been to Hampi? There are so many rocks. Hanuman kept all the rocks to use he want to use them in building the bridge. So you can utilize everything in Krishna's service. Rejecting things, in Krishna's service, thinking it as renunciation is falgu, artificial renunciation. How many of you are understanding? And the continuation is, but again, Prabhupada cautions, one should not accept wealth and followers. You can accept donations, you can accept followers. But if you do not know how to use them, you'll have a problem. Prabhupada writes in here, one should not accept so many disciples if you do not know how to engage them. Or if you accept them disciples just for your name and fame. If you accept Lakshmi for your personal thing, then your bhakti, you'll have problems in bhakti. Definitely. Prabhupada writes, I don't know which canto Bhagavatam. If you misuse temple money by $5, if you utilize $10 for your personal thing, you'll have a problem. Then one more thing, saintly qualities, ahimsa, satyam, brahmacharya. Ahimsa is very good. Satyam is very good. Brahmacharya is very good. But they will not give love of God. They will not give a love of God. Why? For you to get love of God, you need to surrender to Krishna, serve Krishna. That's why Prabhupada says, I don't care whether you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian. But what I care, we want to care whether you eat prasad or not. Prabhupada is very intelligent. Prasad is vegetarian anyway. So Prabhupada is telling you, we have no problem, even if you're non-vegetarian. What we are concerned is whether you will eat prasad or not. That's the next level to vegetarianism, yes or no? Yeah, vegetarianism is also violence to animal plants. But if you offer plant to Krishna, Krishna will take that sin from, he'll remove the sin and it'll become prasad. Will Krishna get the sin or not? Why? Huh? Asnaviram Saddam Apapaviddam. Krishna is Apapaviddam. Sin will not touch him. Krishna is beyond three modes. So Krishna's purpose is we are concerned about eating prasad. We are not concerned whether you are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, we don't care. But prasad means what? Pure vegetarian, no onion, no garlic. Offer it to Krishna and that you eat. Then you are purified. So actually, Prabhupada, there is a lecture. Instead of developing all the different qualities, become Krishna conscious. Naturally, you'll become non-violent. Naturally, you'll speak truth. Naturally, you'll have all the good qualities. If you're married, you'll stick to your wife. If you're not married, you'll become very strict, brahmachari. But individually, I become brahmachari, practice non-violence, practice truthfulness. No. A default Hare Krishna devotee what is one of the four great principles? Satyam, truthfulness, right? So in the Skanda Purana, the story is there. What is the story? Story of a hunter, Mrugari. Mrugari, he attained that type of perfection from his family. He attained that type of perfection. He'll shoot an arrow, and the arrow would not kill the animal. It will half kill the animal. Hare Krishna. Mrugari, he was a hunter. What he would do when he would shoot the arrow, he attained that type of precision. It will not kill the animal. He became that type of sadist. The animal struggles for death for so many days. That is happiness. Wow, see my precision in shooting. One day Narada Muni was passing by. He saw so many animals suffering, waiting for death. Narada Muni thought, who is this rascal? Killing the animals half dead. Killing them only half. He asked Mrugari, I did it. He thought Narada Muni is glorifying him. Narada Muni said, don't you know the karma theory? It will come back to you. He said, no. I don't know. I have to maintain my family. Don't worry, Krishna will maintain. So what should I do now? All these animals who are being killed, they'll come back and they'll kill you in future. Oh, really? So what should I do? You break the bow. Or if I break the bow, who will maintain my family? Krishna will maintain the family. Elephant eats every day 100 kgs. You don't hear hunger deaths for elephants. Every day elephant eats 100 kgs. In your home, if you have 100 kgs, you will eat for how many years? 2-3 years. Yes or no? So he said, what should I do? Have faith on Krishna. Break the bow. He broke the bow. Shave up. Tilak. Open a center. Narada Muni started chanting. He taught him how to chant Hare Krishna. He opened a center. Small, Radha Krishna deities, Gaurnita deities. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So many people started coming. Everyone is bringing sugar, rice, vegetables. He was not only feeding his whole family, he was feeding 100 people Sunday feast. And slowly he built him bigger and bigger. He made the place bigger. Wow, he was happy. His wife is happy. His children were happy. One day Narad Muni was passing by with his friend Parvat Muni. He said, I have a disciple here. I want to meet him. Let us see how he is doing. Narad Muni went, totally changed. Shaven up, Shikha, Guru Maharaj. He started running. On the way, he saw this many ants crawling. So he came to offer obeisances. All the ants are there. If I offer obeisance, the ants will die. So he took his chadar and he slowly showed them away. Narad Muni thought, this is the hunter who was killing the animals off and enjoying, finding happiness in half killing. Today he doesn't want even kill one ant. That is bhakti. That is Krishna bhakti. You're listening or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarvair gunistata sa sada sameshwara harama uktashya kuto madguna manorathena satitavato mahi. All the good qualities of devatas, they will manifest in the devotee who is surrendered to Krishna. Right? Then you'll ask one more question. Hey, what about 9 types of devotional service, Shravanam Kirtanam? We studied 64 items, right? What about these? 64 items are the expansion of these 9 items. Bhakti is performed in 9 ways. What are the 9 ways? Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Vachanam, Mandaram, Sakyam, Dasyam, Atma Nivedanam. Wonderful. So, how to perform these 9? That is the 64 angas of sadhana bhakti. We saw that. So, you can achieve ecstatic love by practicing any one of the 9. Let us finish this. Can everyone read all the 9? Hearing, chanting, remembering, praying, worshipping Lord's lotus feet, deity worship, servitude, friendship, complete surrender. Who has attained perfection by hearing? Parikshit Maharaj. Who has attained perfection by chanting? Sukadeva Goswami. Let us see. Who has attained perfection by remembrance? Prahlad Maharaj. Who has attained, who has attained perfection by, visiting the holy places? Pada Sevanam. Actually, I changed the screen.
Lakshmiji.
Huh?
Lakshmiji.
Lakshmiji. Lakshmi attained the perfection by massaging the feet of Krishna. Pada Sevanam. Who has attained perfection by offering prayers? Screen is.
Prithu Maharaj, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Prithu Maharaj.
Prithu Maharaj. No. Offering prayer.
Akrura.
Akrura, yeah. Who has attained perfection by offering puja, archana?
Prithu Maharaj.
Prithu Maharaj. So who attained perfection by offering puja to Krishna? Prithu Maharaj. Who attained perfection by offering prayers? Akrura. Who attained perfection by the mood of servitorship?
Hanumanji.
Hanumanji. Who attained perfection by offering friendship to Krishna?
Arjuna.
Arjun.
Prabhuji.
Arjun. Who attained perfection by offering full surrender?
Bali Maharaj.
Bali Maharaj. But who is that one person who has perfected all these 9 things?
Ambarish Maharaj.
That's what you read and kept it in the mind. So what is that? I mean, the font problem, so the names are not looking good. But these 9, actually, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, how Ambarish Maharaj perfected his life, how he controlled his mind and senses. It was mentioned very nicely. So what is that? Sai Mana Krishna Padarvinde. Always he would meditate on Krishna's lotus feet. Nothing else. Not Corona. Not war. Ukraine war. Not that problem, this problem. You cannot solve it anyway. He meditated only on Krishna's lotus feet. What is our easiest way to remember Krishna? Anybody? Huh? That's it. Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Ambarish Maharaj, so he always meditated on lotus feet. He would speak only about Vaikuntha. Don't speak ill of devotees. Don't criticize devotees. And always glorified his mouth, not criticism, but glorified Vaikuntha and devotees. He used his hands to mop the floor. Karo Harer Mandir Marjanadishu. He used his ears to hear Krishna Katha, not Prajalpa. He used his tongue to take Charanamrita. He used his body to embrace devotees. Tadbritya Gata Sprasenga Sangamam. So likewise, he engaged all his parts in Krishna's service. He fully controlled the mind. Actually, one should read these verses. Savayamana Krishna Padarvinde, Vachas Vaikunta Gunanaman, Karo Harer Mandir Marjanadishu, Sritim Chakaratya Satkatote. So we should not do any other things. When somebody is speaking ill of anybody, don't listen. Should not speak Vaishnava, you should not hear Vaishnava. Otherwise, your bhakti will be affected. If somebody is criticizing you, that's okay. I have not done this. It will pain your heart, but they are taking your karma because you have not done it. Right? So these are the 9 ways we perform bhakti, and the 64 angas are the expansions of these 9 ways of bhakti. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it today because we are entering into spontaneous devotional service. Ragatmika bhakti. Amazing. Please don't miss it from next week onwards. Actually, next week there is no class because I'm traveling, and we'll have class next week. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it. We'll end it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.